commercial shows, just, see what's up. Like, these people with this little cocktails or queens or whoever these people are, they're terrible.
That's the one with Vivica?
Yes.
We can't record.
Huh?
We must hit record.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're recording already. Okay.
I knew the tea was gonna come.
Yeah, because I'm watching it and it's like, they don't know nothing. They're like, oh, what was it? Was it a boy? Was it a girl? Why y'all don't know that stuff before y'all get on the camera?
Because they're like me.
Yeah, but you would at least come prepared. Like,
but we at least aim to get you hit before we discuss things.
Yes.
They just and we don't have we're not on a platform like these people are on a branded.
That's true.
Yeah,
pay for this.
Don't get it twisted. Manifestation, Shade Boulevard, we'll be on the platform, but. So there's no excuse for that foolishness. You know what I call? What Lisa Ray and them?
Cocktails of Queens. That's what I was talking about. That's why I said, let me just, because I know you told me you wasn't a fan of it, Monty, but I said, let me just look real quick, because what I wanted was just to see what their flow was.
Yeah.
To see like who comes on, like, my name is this is whatever. It was so bad. Like, they were like, oh, what is it? What did they say? I'm like, did y'all not watch the news? Like, this would take it simple.
They be half responding to stuff.
I don't get it. But you look cute, girl, Monty. You look cute.
Right? I see you.
I ain't had time for no makeup, but that's okay. The screen can't see it.
I got this on. This is about as good as it's gonna get today.
Look, put on some oversized glasses and a headband.
It's cute. I like it.
Some lip gloss and some press-ons.
Oh my God.
Good to go. So like I done stepped out of somebody's salon. Let me not take it that far, but
it look good.
Thank you. You know, I went out in my little social distancing restaurant today.
Yeah.
What was that? I saw your thing on Instagram.
It was a restaurant actually in Lanham. How far is Lanham from you, Egypt?
That's like right next to Bowie. Like,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, like 15 minutes maybe the most.
Well, you and Kaylin should definitely go out and try that restaurant. It's a Black-owned restaurant called Kitchen Cray Cafe.
Oh, we went to brunch before.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. Here's how I feel about that. You can tell me your thoughts. This is just real conversation. This is not bashing them. You know, food was amazing, impeccable. Taste was literally out of this world good. I'm not even like dragging it. Like a lot of Black-owned food restaurants
make you.
I was going while I was eating. And a lot of Black-owned restaurants that are like overly hyped, I'd be like, food and all that. But their food is really well cooked, well seasoned. But for brunch, they had dinner prices. And I'm talking about dinner prices at, I want to say 5-star restaurant, but dinner prices at, like that catfish and grits was $30.
Yeah.
To me, that's a little OD.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
I don't remember how much it was, but Asia, she had tickets. And she just felt lazy. Me and Kaylin was like,
oh, that's the place you guys went. I remember that. You said the Black guy, the owner came out.
They had it at Marvin's with the rooftop. We were downstairs.
I remember that. With the
it was a buffet. The food was mad good.
Oh, they were catering at the event.
Yeah, but we were supposed to have fried lobster tail. And
I remember this.
So we spoke to the chef, and he was like, it's okay, I got y'all. And he just kept bringing out fried lobster tail. Like,
I heard that they're very responsive. Like, I was on their Instagram earlier because, you know, you got to look at the Instagram to see the pictures of the food so you can get excited and know what you want to order. And somebody had complained about customer service, and they were really publicly responsive, which I like. And the music was good. Like, so at the restaurant, they actually do have music. I guess there's a DJ maybe on the inside. I didn't see him or her, but they were really jamming out there, and they do all wear T-shirts that say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You know, it's a very pro-Black restaurant, so that's very nice. They check your temperature. They squeeze the hand sanitizer in your hand, which I like that, because, you know, a lot of places have you pump, and that's disgusting. So the fact that they, black folks is like, no, go squeeze, like don't touch. I like that. But their prices, especially, no shade at all. But I'm an aesthetic vibe person.
Yes.
While the music is dope, the location, it's such a dope restaurant based in like an industrial complex.
Like
like Dunder Mifflin off of The Office. You know how it's like just a bunch of businesses and like these buildings that all look the same. You know what I mean? So it just kind of kills the whole vibe, and you're like, "What I'm paying $30 for a plate for, or $20 for their drink specials," and it just that's the only thing that's like kills the vibe. Like you got this bomb music, you got everything else. It's just, but maybe they're starting out, and maybe once they get to a certain level, maybe they'll move or whatever. But that's just my only. Otherwise, I like the place. That was just my only thoughts on it.
I need to go here now. I don't know
when,
but
when you come to Maryland after the Corona is over,
eventually we will see. Because
it's worth the trip. It's worth the trip.
Okay.
Go on Instagram and look at their picture. It's good.
You tagged them? I'm sure you did.
I did. Oh yeah, some Black Girls Bunch, and they are tagged.
Yeah.
I did not lie. Their food is. We had the lobster mac and cheese, and it was like a fried lobster tail on top. So I know what you're talking about. It was good. I was like, oh my god. Oh my goodness. So ladies, let's get into this Jada and Will situation. I just, even saying that took a lot out of me, because it was very hard for me to watch they little interview. And I say Lil meaning it the other way, not usually how we be like, oh, Lil and it's he. I'm not keying. Like, it was Lil. Like, could you
watch it, or y'all saw like little clips?
Say it again.
Y'all watched it, or you saw like little clips?
I watched as much as I could stomach. I just watched as much as I could stomach. The part where he, like, first of all, let's be clear. Like, they are actors. And that's exactly what they were doing in that little clip. Like, or the interview, whatever, the interview, Red Table Talk, whatever. Like, Will is like, he was like prompting her. Like, after all my years of interviewing children, those are leading questions. Like,
they were prompting.
Like, yeah, he's like, so what is it? So what were you doing? Oh, it was with August.
So let's tell them exactly where this, like, it was just like, is this Red Table Talk or is this a scripted series? Like,
it was so scripted. It was like Jaden and the kids was probably in the back like this, like, don't forget this talking point.
Yeah, 2 cars was on deck. I'm convinced.
I was just so irritated with it, because, like, y'all should just not have said nothing. Y'all have not been saying anything for years about you guys having open marriage or whatever the rumors have been. You have not said anything for years.
They always deny it. They always deny it. And the thing about it is, every time it comes out that they're open marriage, which for the record, there's nothing wrong with people who have open marriages, people who believe in polygamy. Like, if that's for you, boo, do you. It ain't for me, but do you. And my only issue is own your shit.
Yes.
You try to put up this facade and this image. And that's why I feel like the Smiths are always trying to be like real deep to confuse you.
Mm-hmm.
And
it does not work.
Every time something comes out about them, they always got an excuse, or they always broken up. This ain't the first time they've been broken up. Right? They always broken up when something comes out. And so I'm just like, do y'all really be broken up?
Let me tell you when I was done with them. So, we talked about this, like Red Table Talk. Like, when it came out, I was really excited because, I really did love the real until Tamar left, which we gonna get into that. Right? Like, so when I saw Jada doing this, I was like, oh, this is really great. I watched the first couple episodes. When she had Will on there, I was done after that. I watched that interview and I was like, this is some bull. He was sitting there he acts like he's this martyr of a man, like talking about his first wife. He was like, I sat in the restaurant and I went in the bathroom and I was crying and I realized I married the wrong woman. And I'm just sitting there like, what woman in her right mind is gonna sit there and let you stay married to her. He's talking about he in the bathroom crying because he should have married Jada, and he told Sharice, whatever her name is, that, but he told her, I just won't divorce you. I won't divorce you. I said, this is psychotic behavior.
See what I'm talking about? They got a response for everything. And that's always in response to the fact that for years, people felt like Jada was the homewrecker to his first situation. So they're always having these healing interviews, even before Red Table Talk, about that situation. I'm tired of talking about that, his first wife. That's all they talk about.
That's all they talk about. But I'm just sitting here like, I say, see, the thing is, people look up to him, them, whatever.
They do.
So they think that's cute. Like, when you're like, oh, there's nothing you can do to make me leave you. Like, that's psychotic. I don't care what nobody say. I like, where is your self-respect? Where do you draw the line? It's nothing cute about that. And you just throwing stuff out there with no context to a society that, like, I mean, where's your responsibility in any of what you're saying? Like, but some people think it's cute, like, oh yes, I could do whatever, and he'll never leave me, or I'll never leave him. Okay, well,
till you stuck in that situation.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I had an ex tell me that there's nothing you could do. I was like, nothing. So I could be beating the hell out of you every day. You'll never leave me. Like, and I really asked that, and then there's no response because you don't think about it when you're saying anything.
Yeah. Like, they're just a very toxic, to me, they're very toxic family that masks themselves in these like deep conversations and interviews. Like, if you watch their interviews as a unit over the years, when they talk about really serious issues, they're like T.I. They use like a bunch of big vocabulary words and trigger words, and
like,
and the world's like, oh my God, Will and Jada. And granted, they're human like everybody else, you know what I mean? And I do appreciate that they promote dialogue. I do appreciate that, because I feel like that's really important, to promote at least the idea of dialogue. But the dialogue gotta be real and genuine.
Right.
And that's why I stopped watching Red Table Talk, because at first, like you, I was excited. I was like, ooh, this is very zenful and healing. I feel like I'm getting my chakras aligned while watching this shit. But then it just started seeming very surface. Willow's always like, shit she can't possibly relate to. You're like 12. You know what I mean? And the only one that really keep it real is Granny. And in the episode where Wale was on there with this other actor, and the conversation was about like love and relationships. And the other actor, he was a white man, I can't remember his name. He's actually married. Wale is single, and not the perfect example of love and relationships. But the whole
couple songs, it's like, oh, let's throw him in there, sprinkle him in there.
And so, you know, first of all, Jada had on this beautiful outfit, and I think somebody complimented her, like Grammy or whatever, and she was like, oh, we have masculine energy or something like that, so I decided to dress up. So that right there bothered me, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it just made me feel like you look for attention, and that it didn't rub me the right way.
Yes.
On a show like that, of all places.
Right.
Especially a married woman. It just didn't rub me the right way. And then the whole interview, it kind of felt like she was giving all this attention to Wale, who was saying a bunch of like nothing of substance and was actually sounding pretty ridiculous. And here's this other man with real like conversation and dialogue about relationships, and it's like she's not even really engaging with him. And it just made me feel like this ain't genuine. And it just rubbed me. I just couldn't watch no more. I couldn't do it. And it became like a PR thing. Every time a celebrity messed up in the media, it's like, let's bring them to the table for healing dialogue. No, it's really an opportunity for people to tell their side of the story, and that's not genuine. So, not a fan.
I second that.
On the other hand, August Alsina is a crybaby. Like,
oh my God.
Glenn, I'm glad he shared his truth, but
did you see the way he was going at my girl Kiki?
Yeah, I wasn't a
not come Lauren. You will not. I'm sorry. Like, excuse me. Somebody was like, the comment sections. The comments were like, it was like you directing that energy. You got that energy at the wrong person. Like,
real
energy toward Jada, because Kiki didn't say nothing. She was literally clearing the air. Everybody in the comment section was actually confused. They were like, why are you going at her? She's just saying that wasn't my man.
Yeah, I mean,
I was protecting your mental health. Are you sure? Because yours is smeared all over the internet, you know, when you was, you know, I know he was sick for a while, and then after that, you know, I mean, even the way you showing up, when they said, somebody said, he got the I should have cheated hair. Like, you out here looking crazy. So, shush, okay?
I feel like he's doing all this. I think it's real. I think that, to be honest, August Alsina always, his whole career, and granted, I get celebrities go through things, but I think that he always tries to win his audience's heart by this like hard knock life. Oh, my sister died, or I'm sick, or I'm raising my nieces. And it's like at some point somebody's going to catch when this man is using his sad life, because he's promoting a new album and songs. He came out with a song, Entanglement. Like, come on, now you're gonna bring up the Jada thing because you know people were speculating about it to promote your album. I think that's kind of whack that he did that like that. I think it's whack.
Right.
For Kiki, I will say this. From the looks of things and the way Kiki responded afterwards, I'm not talking about her Instagram post, I'm talking about her tweet.
What did she do?
I think she was, like the rest of us, commenting on the situation in a subliminal, non-directive way. I truly do. Before even the whole, like, I'm clearing up that her and August Alsina never talked. You know what I mean? I don't just look at that tweet. I look at everything. Mm-hmm. And the thing she was saying, I think that she was commenting on the situation. I don't think she was coming for him, but you know when somebody is commenting around the situation and not there, you know.
And she was like sprinkling around it.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, we all been talking about it. Obviously, Kiki and celebrities have to be a little bit more sensitive when they're talking about topics the way we do, because you're going to get an August Alsina moment, like, pew, 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 I'm coming for your ass. But she... Because then she said something afterwards, which I hate when people say this on social media. She's like, you'll never know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll be tweeting something and the whole time I have a man. You know, people that say stuff like, you never know what's really going on. I tweet stuff, but it ain't really what it is. No, you talk. You post on social media, you're posting about how you're feeling at that moment. Stop it. So I do think that she was talking or commenting about the situation. And then because everybody came to her defense, she had an out to make him look crazy and be like, I'm not going to dignify this response because you know you was talking about him, girl. Mm-hmm. But I do think August directed his energy completely wrong at Kiki. It's a hot topic. You know, people are going to comment. And that was so unnecessary to, like, child. I hate when men try to embarrass Black women. Yeah. So I ain't like that he did that because he was embarrassed. I ain't like that.
Mm-mm. He embarrassed himself, though. Like, nobody told you to tell the whole... Like, it's like nobody, August. I was in love with Jada, and I'm still in love with her. I could die.
I know that. Like, whoever his PR person is or his manager needs to tell him, like, all right, August, for the beginning part of your career, for the majority of your career, we've been riding this whole, like, sob story wave. Let's take a different approach.
A little. Like,
I just don't think that his music is even, like, I don't even think he's up there like that to have all this drama, you know, like, okay, so I seen him in concert once, and he was opening for Usher, and it's like the whole time he was up there, I was just like, okay, where's Usher? Like,
well, you like Usher too.
It's like your stage presence isn't even enough. First of all, I don't know if he went to sound practice because the bass was way too loud for his voice. Like, I didn't hear a word he was saying. But I'm just saying, like, I said that to say, like, you not even, like, you ain't out here enough to be stomping around and doing all what you're doing. You just need to hush.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. Mm-mm. I'm not an August Alsina fan. I'm not a Smith family fan. I'm not a hater neither. I'm just not a fan.
No, right. I'm not a fan. I just wish people would see them for, like, the way I see them.
I wish they take, what's it called, the rose-colored glasses off.
Yes.
And just be like, they actually ain't shit. They're actually very toxic.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Jada kept using other words and Will had to keep being like, you mean relationship? You mean like...
No. And then now, this is what I was going to ask y'all, right? Like, imagine, like, all these people who look up to this Smith family or whatever, I want them to, if they're in a relationship or not, like, just imagine yourself. Say you are in a relationship. Imagine you and your man telling you something like that, or your girl telling you something like that, where they're like, no. It's just that, like, I want it to feel good. Like, excuse me? Like, I just could not imagine me sitting there having that conversation with somebody. Like, it's so unrealistic. And that's the part where I'm like, everybody forgets these people are entertainers. They are actors. Like, they have images to upkeep, and I mean, they're doing a terrible job of it, but they fooling somebody.
They fooling a lot of folks.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like they just don't care at this point. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-mm.
They probably never have to act again, like, in their lives.
They look for entertainment.
Yeah.
And this is why you don't make anybody your couple goals, and you just focus on your own goals in your relationship.
Yes.
Idolize people, and I'm sure Egypt can definitely speak on this, being a married woman and being in a relationship for so long with her partner before they even got married. You don't make nobody your couple goals.
And stay out their business. Worry about yourself. It's simple. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I want people to be their own goals. Like, be your own goals. Don't look at somebody else and be like, I mean, you can aspire to be like, oh, I would like to be married, or I would like to have children, but like, I don't want to be like them. You know, I don't want to be like looking at somebody else's relationship and saying, you know what, let me go a little harder in dating so that I could find a partner and have my own stuff. But not to be like, oh yes, I want that.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on inside their relationship. Like, on the outside, it may look good, but on the inside,
Honey.
Whatever they call it these days.
Yeah. And you don't know what they did to get to that point too. Like, reality is
that part.
People gonna show the nice stuff on social media. Trust me, y'all don't see when I'm brave with my boyfriend. Like, y'all not gonna see that. Like, cause like, I ain't willing to date her. I ain't finna have my business all on Front Street. Like, that's not what it is. So people, and then, you know, reality, there's nothing wrong with relationships going through things. It's just this is why you don't make people your goals, is because what one relationship went through to get to their stability, you may not want to go through that journey. That's not the process for me, boo.
Right. Right. And you don't know who stole whose man or who stole whose woman.
Right.
Okay?
Let's talk about that part.
Actually, that goes right into the next thing, because you know Adrian from The Real stole that man from that woman. Okay. I know.
And how they was on a double date. Her and Israel. How do you say his last name?
Houghton? Something.
I don't know.
Somebody just texted us something shady. Sorry, I got distracted. But
oh my God.
Texted us something shady.
The shade, Lord.
Why? Annoying. And I knew he was around because Egypt was like, get out of here.
I couldn't see it because, you know, on my laptop, my numbers aren't saved. And so I was like, somebody just texted us something shady.
He is so wrong. He recorded us.
Oh my God. And I saw Egypt looking up the corner of her eye, and I was like, I bet you this came.
He said, y'all the view now, laughing my
It's like, at first I was like, somebody posted something on Instagram, and I was like, oh.
cracking up right now. He ain't shit.
No, we just riding a wave and trying to figure out how to do it better, that's all.
Exactly.
But go ahead, you said Adrian, whatever her name is, Houghton.
Yeah, she was with, I mean, her husband, her now husband, they was still married when they were dating.
I know. They was on a double date when Israel and his wife, there's a picture of Israel and his wife, and when Adrian was dating, what's his name, Lenny, whatever. You know, the guy that's with Jay-Z's team in camp, and he takes all the pictures of celebrities. You always see him tag Kodak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I think his name was like Lenny or something like that. Anyway, he's in the... Adrian was with him. She was dating him. I will say Adrian has had a diverse group of like guys that she's dated. Well, I will say it's interesting to see that. I give it to her, but they were on a double date. So now you on a double date as a couple, and then you married. Like,
literally, like divorced and married within a year. Within that, because I think it was like 7 months. I don't know why 7 months is popping in my head right now. But I think it was like with like 7 months of them meeting to him now being divorced to now being on a wedding with Adrian.
And that happens a lot.
Do y'all think that's like real love though? Like you can't just like you got to stop everything how it is, like reality, and just like this is it. Like I'm not wasting my time. Or you got to be in that situation.
I personally think that people that do stuff like that, especially celebrities, they was messing with that person for a while. I don't think it was like, oh, me and my partner ended things.
Right.
Moved on. Because you know who else did that? And I just discovered that on social media the other day. And because they're not really big right now in entertainment, it wasn't really covered. But you remember Wanye from Boyz II Men?
And who?
Wanye, him and his wife have been married for years. You know, he got all them kids, and they formed that musical group that's recently gone viral. Them boys, they're like Juan Moore, something like that.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You know, but y'all know who Wanye is from. Yeah, so, you know, he got all these kids by his wife, and they have been married since like the early 2000s. They have been together forever. Either way, I was just, you know, you go in your social media tunnel, and you end up on somebody's page, and you just, whatever. So
black hole.
Him and his wife were married, happy. She had just posted a video of them on vacation, him on the beach, surprising her with like all these roses, all this stuff. 2 months, only for the same month, him to be in a picture with this woman who ended up marrying a year after that picture that his wife posted, that video his wife posted of him presenting her with roses on the beach. And I'm just like, how y'all go from being happily married to the same month he's posed with another woman who ends up married to a year later? So I be thinking situations like that.
Yeah, like it wasn't love at first sight. It was, we was behind the scenes brewing our love, and now boom, here y'all go.
Now y'all just know about it. I really truly believe that.
Because you see the pictures, like there's pictures on social media of like, you know, like Adrienne and her now husband, J-Lo and Mark Anthony with Alex Rodriguez and somebody else. You see like Nicki and you know, when her and Meek were together, like you see the pictures how they just split, you know, they it's like they trading lovers.
Yeah.
So you see it, and it's like, oh, watch who you with or watch who you're around or whatever. But that even goes to show more so that these people are human. And like, if you think about your friend group, like you're, you know, from college or whatever it is, like how many people you know that have like interchanged, dated, messed around, whatever. Like it's the same thing, just on Instagram. You see it.
I truly feel in the celebrity and entertainment world, though that's more, it's almost like nobody likes it, but it's almost more common that it's like there's no code in that business. People kind of just do what they want and be like, the public's gonna have to accept it or whatever. Whereas, at least in my world and in my friendship groups, those entanglements and interchanging and exchanging within circles is not appropriate. There's a code.
Yeah.
There's a code we live by, and we talk about it, and we hold people accountable for that code. I feel like in the entertainment world, though, there ain't no code. Like, people just pop up with each other's partners as if it's like, whatever, like, deal with it. And I think it's just more popular and common. I think people see that on TV and in social media, like, well, they did it, and then they try to make that acceptable in their world. And to me, it's not. It'll never be acceptable.
Nah.
You're not about to be out to dinner with me and then married to my man the next year. That ain't going to be
What you say, Egypt?
We fighting. We scrapping.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Like, hey, girl, it's this guy I'm talking to. You know, you might know him. I might.
Two to the dome.
Excuse me? Like,
we're not fighting over a man. We fighting because you played me.
The principle.
We fighting.
The principle. Exactly. It's code. It's just a code. You just don't deny. If y'all in your friendship group and there's a conversation and everybody's emotionally okay with the decision being made for whatever reason, okay. But we not about to just be doing whatever we want in real life. Like, that ain't real life, boo. That's a whole nother pay grade and tax bracket that does that. That ain't my tax bracket. We don't do that.
Don't get cute with it. Don't.
Your tax bracket says you are not allowed to do that and live your life like that.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. But for real.
But speaking of the real, Egypt show. She's the only one out of Shea Boulevard.
No, I haven't watched honestly since March. Like,
but you watch it pretty consistently, which I give you.
That was Egypt show. If you call Egypt talk, she could not talk.
Somebody come in, put my feet up, my lunch is warm. She did what?
Meanwhile, me and Imani in the DMs like, look.
Yes. See, I used to get my gossip. That's why I'm not hip no more.
Right.
That was Egypt Shade Room.
Yes. I used to be like, y'all heard about this hair product and this, and he went there, and now I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, I couldn't get with it after my boo Tamar.
Yeah.
That X the way she did.
After Tamar left, I was like, yeah, this is done. I'm not.
Even
though I have
my own
opinions about Tamar and things I didn't like that she did, I'm like, I'm not watching this. I mean, she was the reason I watched it. Like, because I used to watch Braxton Family Values, and then I saw her getting into the show from there, and I was like, oh, yes, I see Tamar.
I was very proud of her. That was when she was at the height of her career. She had Tamar and Vince, she had Braxton Family Values. She was on Dancing with the Stars.
The album.
The albums. She had the albums out. She was on the rail. I was just like, gosh, you better do it.
Yeah.
That's when she was on top of it. So after that, I was like,
So what do you think of Tamara leaving Egypt? Like, do you think she'd be missed? I didn't mean to laugh, but like
we like real shady right now.
I know.
You think she'll be missed?
I mean, it is Shea Boulevard, but
I know. I'm sorry. Let me try it again.
A certain group of people, she will be missed, but at the same time, she kind of was like a neutral opinion on the show, so I think she can be replaced.
So explain neutral opinion. Let's elaborate what that really means.
So, do you like ice cream? Yes, I do, but I like to get vanilla because I feel like it's helping me with my caloric intake, and just which ice cream you like and why. Like
vanilla.
Like, do you like ice cream? I mean, I'm partial to sherbet. You know, I'm partial to yogurt. You know, like, damn, bitch, yes or no?
I love Tamara, but
you might be the only one.
Meaning, I love what her and Tia represented as far as like 90s Black, you know, sitcom, Disney Channel, whatever stars. Like, let's be real, like they were, you know, a lot of Black girls really like, you know, looked to them. We like, and there wasn't a lot of 90s Black teenage stars, especially not on Disney, you know.
I mean, it's like a musical. You got like Kyla Pratt. No, not really.
Kyla Pratt was that era.
Raven Simone, T and Tamara, and that's really from that era that I can remember. And forgive us if we're forgetting somebody, but Kyla Pratt, T and Tamara, Raven Simone, those were the 90s, early 2000s Black it girls in our world. Yeah.
I don't think this. There was other 90 Black actresses, but they weren't the it girls where you saw them in everything like that. Yeah, they weren't. So
I mean, I'm glad now it looks different. Like,
yeah, they got Zendaya, Yara, they got the Chloe and Halle. I mean, these Linksters, Generation Z, they got a whole lot more Black it girls.
And I love it because I be looking to them too. I see your little sis. Like, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
A lot of them was in Beyonce's music video, those it girls for that generation. So they got a lot more, but Tamara.
Wow.
She just, correct me if I'm wrong, because I started watching it, but she just looked like she, like you said, she was very impartial, and she didn't really look like she wanted to contribute anything to the conversation. She often looked uncomfortable.
She was shy when she first came. Well, I heard she was shy when she first came on, like, because she didn't want to embarrass her family or think people are judging her. So I feel like that's also why she kept it like. So when she said something crazy, it's like, oh my gosh, Tamara, really?
And then she followed it up with some tears because she was always crying.
But it wasn't for anything serious. Like, I don't wear underwear when I go to check the mail. Like, something like that. And it's like, oh my gosh, you don't?
Yeah, I was on the Reels Instagram because they did that fake wishing you well to Tamar. And
that topic. Mm-hmm.
And so I scrolled down just to like, again, the Instagram tunnel. And they had did like a happy birthday to Tamara, and it was like all these clips of her on the reel, and I was just like, this is the worst. Like, this just captures everything that I think about her. It was something that, I think somebody had asked her, Lonnie was like, I know you like rough sex or something like that to Tamara. And she was like, yeah, I like it rough. Like, it was just so not believable. It was so bad. Like you said, I think she's so worried about her image with her family and being like this Christian, and like, that's great because I do think that you should uphold your morals and still be able to be booked and busy and
But you're gonna be on a reel.
Keep it
real.
You can now be on a real talk show.
Or give us the name, okay?
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, I don't know. It's like if she gives her opinion too hard, she might break. That's what I feel. Mm-hmm. And when I looked at her, she's like,
yeah. And I have a feeling, which I can understand as a married couple, and you're going on a talk show, which is focused on spilling tea and spilling the beans. I can understand as a married couple consulting your husband about boundaries and what goes and what doesn't. Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling a lot of what she held back was because of her husband. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
From what I outside of looking in, I think she held back a lot because of who her husband is, and he just gives me, not politically necessarily, but he just gives me real conservative vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I see more controlling and conservative. Controlling to say like, my wife has to do what I say because I'm the husband, I'm the man, and that's it.
And she liked that kind of stuff.
I just don't think she has an opinion of her own, honestly, because Tamara been, like we said, she's been out here since she was a kid. You know, he had a different route as far as, you know, him being, he's a journalist, right? Isn't he like a sports journalist?
Yeah.
I don't think sports. I think
he used to play sports or something like that.
But he is a journalist. That's what.
Yeah, so he's a journalist. I mean, Tamara has an entire audience of 25 to 30-year-old people who grew up with her. You know, besides the other audience that she, you know, targets with different things that she does. But I'm like, it's like, I just want to tell him, like, you're not the star here.
Yeah, like when he posted her whole statement on his Instagram page, I was like, bye, you're not her PR. Like, you're not her publicist.
Yeah, he probably, like you said, he probably wrote it. He probably was like, all right, babe, I got this.
He probably edited it. Like, he posted it on his page, and it's like, he didn't even repost it. He posted it. And I'm like, why are you not the star here? Like, you're not the one stepping down from the rail.
Kind of like, it's like, it could be viewed in a lot of different ways. Like, you would think, okay, I'm supporting my wife. But like you said, if he was to say, okay, this, you know, repost from my wife, I support her, I can't wait to see what she does. Okay, but.
Exactly, or a picture of her.
Yeah, like he just slapped it on there like, yes, we don't, y'all, bye. Like.
Yeah, like it was his statement too. And I'm like, it's not your statement, boo.
Okay.
Yeah, he gives me, and it's so funny, we had this conversation before where like Tamara, on a lot of the shows and movies that they played in when they were younger, Tamara was always the outspoken twin, the twin with the most character and personality, and seen as the most hip twin and urban twin even at times. And Tia was like the more like preppy, vanilla, clean cut twin. And in reality, I just feel like it's completely opposite. And I don't know if that was done intentionally back then back in the day to challenge them, but it's so funny seeing Tamara in real life and being like, wow, you are nothing like the characters you play. Like, nothing.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was done intentionally, but I'm telling you, that show that they had out, that show just let me see a whole different side of them. Like, I was like, ooh, this is different. Y'all probably should have kept it to yourselves.
I mean, it was on Style Network, so they kind of did. Who was Style Network? Like,
how I got caught up in watching that, I don't know, but it's like I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the Jackson Family, not Jackson Family, Lord Jesus. The Jackson Family show. Remember with the Next Generation, Michael Jackson and the Jackson Family, they had like the Next Generation TV show. Exactly. No. Look at y'all faces. Exactly my point. And it's like, who watches? You kind of watch, you just stumble upon it on demand and you just like watch it. And you're like, where did this come from? Like on a random network, nobody's really watching it. It doesn't get renewed past like season 2. Exactly.
Now I'm thinking about it. Ooh, I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
But Tamar.
Yes. Ooh. I've been like scrolling to see like if there's any updates or anything.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I do think it's weird. I don't know what y'all think, but I think it's weird that her sisters were so quick to be like on social media to keep my family in your prayers. Mm-hmm. I just think that was very, like, your sister allegedly just attempted suicide.
And you right away.
When their niece died, I don't remember them being as quick to post. And then the fact that they all posted, like, it's like they sat in a circle. It's like, it just seemed very fake. It's like, all right, we're all going to post an Instagram post about keep us in your prayers. It wasn't even like
praying
a statement
or...
Yeah. It wasn't even like a statement, like, you know what I mean? It just was like, let's all post the same thing about with prayer hands and heart. Like, it just seemed very fake.
Is she like considered an outsider of the family?
Oh, yeah, yes. Okay. Me and Imani will tell you all day. Oh my gosh, me and Imani have had like crazy long conversations about Braxton family values.
I started watching because of the way they treated her. Now, granted, I know people will probably be like, but Tamar, and yes, I get it. Tamar is a mouthful and a handful. Don't get it twisted. Mm-hmm. But as somebody with a strong personality, I can totally relate to her in a lot of ways. Not always, because some of the stuff she does, I just would never. But I think that people with strong personalities and outspokenness, they easily become targets, even when they saying some real shit. Even when they are the one keeping it 100, like, people will always target them. Kind of like in how August I seen the target Kiki, and you're like, wait, everybody else talking about you too. That's how Tamar was in the family. Like, everybody could be talking about Trina and her messed up cheating husband, but it would be like, Tamar, you always do this. Like, that's how it is.
Yeah. I mean, and I watched the show, from day one and saw like Tamar's growth and then some parts where she wasn't growing up. So like, I get some of the stuff the sisters were saying, but a lot of it I did understand where Tamar was coming from. But yeah, she definitely was like the outsider because of her mouth and, just also too, again, like the stuff that we don't see, so they're filming and we get to see like an hour or two, maybe 15, 20 minutes of an interaction that has been on, maybe they flew in from somewhere, been getting on each other's nerves all day. So now this is what we see. But I didn't really like the posting either. Who I really didn't like the posting from was Nene. Because all day it was alleged, a possible suicide. And then Nene posts up on her page, oh my God, Tamar, I talked to you last night and I talked to you today. So I'm praying for you through this troubling time. So you confirmed it. Like, just shush.
But a lot of celebrities took to social media, but I guess they all said, I guess you're saying Nene was more detailed to confirm.
Like, why did we have to know that you spoke to her today? You're almost, I forgot exactly what it said, but it was, when I read it, I was like, oh, so she did try to attempt suicide. Like, that's exactly what it said, basically. Like Mariah, everybody said, love you, praying for you. That's it. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say, oh, I spoke to you last night and I just know that you was going through it. I should have came over. Like, not about you. Not about you.
That's true. That's very true. I did like what Nene said about strong people.
Yes.
And the battles that they're fighting. And Nene always has spoken on that. And I feel like Tamar was spoken on that. And I speak on that a lot too. And I feel like Kiana, you speak on that. With just, again, strong personality and strong people. And I get it. Some people may be like, it's hard to be there for strong personalities because y'all are just so strong. But I that part really sunk into me because I feel like people drag Tamar even in her gentle moments.
Yeah.
And when she cut her hair off. Granted, that was not the best haircut. But I still was here for it.
Say it again.
Did she plan that?
What'd you say?
Did she plan that, cutting her hair off?
Yeah, her hair was, all that hair is damaged, to be honest with you. They all got jacked
But
up.
her hair got really damaged after she had the baby.
Yeah, which is normal.
She talked about her, right, which is normal. And then she just cut it off.
She did a ball look, which I liked it. I just, it's hard to pull, you need a really good barber.
I was getting tired of looking at it. That's what it was,
Yeah.
I mean,
moment.
Say it again, Egypt.
So it wasn't like a Britney Spears moment.
No. She wasn't like going through it. She like planned that.
That's nothing we need to talk about. Maybe not this episode, but never segment. Because there's actually a hashtag when we do our research. Did y'all see that hashtag about Free Britney? Okay, so look that up and we'll talk about it and go from there. But
I'm gonna put it in our
back to this. Put it in the notes. Even in Tamar's gentle moments, it's like people would just, again, always attack her. Even with the sisters, you would see her when she was trying to be nice to Tracy, or when she was trying, people never gave her a chance, or understood that maybe sometimes when she was mouthing off, she was saying some real stuff that people were either too fake to say in front of their face. You know what I mean? Like, and so.
Even the other day, I was watching, because, Braxton Family Values is on Netflix now.
Yeah, that's how I first binged them.
No, well, it was, and then they took it off, but now season 1 and 2 is back on.
Okay.
Season 1 and 2. But there was a couple episodes where Tracy had flew out to LA and to stay with Tamar so that she could help her try to, because Tracy keep talking about she want to be this hairstylist. She want to own this salon or whatever.
She always want to do something.
She always want to do something extra and on the side, but whatever. So she was like, so Tamar had her go to one of the top hair people in LA at the time or whatever, and the guy was helping her, like sweep the hair and stuff. And when because this is years ago. This is like 2011. So now I'm looking at it through like 2020 eyes, and I'm like, for real, Tracy just lazy. Like, Tamar was on her because, number one, she know her sister, and two, she's lazy. She's like, I don't need to learn how to sweep hair off the floor. You probably do, because you just jacked up this mannequin. So maybe you need to start from the basics. Like,
dang.
It was bad. Like, and of course, again, 2011, what we was doing in 2011, or just the ways that we were doing things in 2011 is not the same, but the concept is the same. So if you want to start here, you can put this on your resume. You think if I learn from the top hair person, if I'm learning from, like, who's the top, like Tokyo, whatever his name is, right? If I'm learning from him, if I'm his intern and he got me sweeping up hair, you think I'm gonna put I was sweeping up hair on my resume? No. I was learning technical hair, whatever, like,
cleansing techniques.
Yes. I was learning those techniques from
maintaining shop operations.
Operations, techniques, like mechanisms. I was like, even if he had me holding his tools, I was learning how to hold the tools. Like, you just have to learn. But you see, Tamar had that spirit. Tracy don't. She's just like, I don't want to sweep up hair.
You want her sister to
serve people coffee. Like,
yeah.
You're not very good at anything else, sweetheart. So
I haven't been a good person, because I heard I have a friend that had an encounter with her, like, real life in Maryland, and she was very rude and very disgusting. So
I mean, she look it. That's how she looked. Like, that's how she
was ready to fight Tamar, and even Tamar
standing up for her. Standing up and getting in her face, and Tamar,
like, just being the most. So I'm definitely heartbroken over the Tamar situation. It's heartbroken when anybody allegedly is in a bad place. You know, she didn't attempt suicide. Obviously, she was in a bad place where she, got unconscious, whether she was drinking too much. You obviously have to be in a bad place to be in that space. So I definitely am heartbroken, because I love Tamar. I'm always rooting for her.
That's why I wanted to tell you first. I was like, let me just slide this in the DM, because I know.
That's my big sister in my head.
I know.
And I just think everybody fake, because this is a fake. Then allegedly her text message her cryptic message she sent to them got out. How would it get out if she only sent it to her sisters?
Right.
I think her sisters did it, and then the real posting, and then the WeTV. I just feel like everybody being fake right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where was this energy when Tamar was not unconscious and going through what she's going through.
You know what I was thinking too, though, for as far as Tamar, I was wondering if quarantine is getting to her.
I was gonna say that.
I don't know.
I was wondering if quarantine is getting to her because, and this could be something from another episode, it's a little grim, but I don't think people realize how many people are killing themselves in quarantine. Like, the amount of clients, new clients that I've gotten, like, it's all about quarantine. Like, they were fine up until March, April of this year.
Yeah.
Because it's just, say it again?
That could be it.
Yeah. Like, they are just, and she's made videos, you know, she's made videos of her hair being crazy, like being funny and stuff like that. But it might have been quarantine. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe it wasn't, like you said, maybe it wasn't on purpose. Like, maybe she had her medication and then they just so happened to be drinking and, you know, maybe she had a bad reaction or something.
She took it too far. You know,
yeah.
In a bad space and you're just like, I just want to drink to get numb or whatever, and you just taking it too far. It could be like she didn't intentionally try to do it. But I don't know, because she was also ranting like a day or two before that about WE tv and ratings.
So the only thing I saw, and it was crazy, you know, I'm trying to do my best to get on Twitter more often, but I saw those tweets. I saw when she was tweeting them because I follow her on Twitter. And I saw them, but I didn't see the other thing. Like, from what I saw, it was Tamar Thug Braxton. And then all of a sudden it was Tamar Slave. And then it was like, I'm a slave to my work and stuff. Like, I never saw that slave tweet. So
I don't know, but she's been complaining. I mean, they've been having issues with that platform, that network for a while, because they did that protest last year, whatever, when Tracy again. Now, if Tamar did it, they would have been dragging her. But when Tracy decided to continue the show with Phaedra, and your whole family is protesting the network because they're not paying them their worth and value. So I think it could be the combination of being in social isolation. But I think that what's triggering her is not like, I'm in the house, I'm going crazy. I think it's a lot of things. We don't know what's really happening between her and Vince and their co-parenting. And I know that Vince could be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And their divorce was nasty. Also, I'm not still sold on that David guy. I know he loved her.
I'm about to say that.
I'm not sold. Huh?
That's the guy she with the dreads? Or she not with him no more?
Yes.
We're together.
He is, ugh. Anyway, I ain't gonna say. But yes, him. I'm not too sold on him. Something about him just seems not right to me.
I don't know why he only followed 3 people on Instagram. Like, who is you?
Right. And what was he doing? Maybe this was announced, but what was he doing before he met him? Like, what? I know she claimed he was rich, didn't she?
Maybe in another country.
Not a fan.
You look regular.
He looks scammy. He looked like
he trying to get some coin.
He looked like the one, you know, the meme where it say, before you slide in my DM, look at you or look at me and see if it makes sense. That's what he looked like.
It's the same word. For some reason it made sense. I don't get it. Like, so.
And then I started watching some of his clips. I don't know.
Either way, I think that Tamar definitely over the years has been going through a lot of different things. And I think that it just boils to her head. Like, she's always fighting with her family. She's always fighting with friends, fighting with networks, fighting with TV. You know, She had the blood clot. Like, she's just been through a lot. And I think people overlook like how much she's been through. That whole family, I think they're a little cursed, to be honest with you. But
listen, that Mama Evelyn, the way when I look back and the stuff that she be talking about, I'm like, ooh, this is so bitter, honey. You are just sprinkling that bitterness all over your daughters, you know?
They need some sage, for real.
Yeah.
Them sisters need some sage, because their whole family is just like a family tragedy, like the DeBarges. Or even the Jacksons, some could argue. Like, that is a family of just tragedy and darkness and all types of secrets. And granted, that's a lot of families in America, but yeah, so she might have been through a lot.
She has. And I'm like, when I say the part about quarantine, not just that she's like inside, but what a lot of people don't realize is, like, you know, it's not quarantine that's depression. That's strictly depressing you. What it is all the things that you stuff down on a regular basis by going to work, by going to school, by hanging out, being at the beach, whatever it is you do, You cannot do that right now. So for these celebrities, it's going to, she has a new show, so it's going to set. Say it again.
Well, in some states you can.
Some states.
Do all
I'm in Florida, so I've been at home. But like it's like you're sitting inside, and a lot of that stuff is coming up. It's coming up to the surface. Like it's coming up now because you're not distracting yourself. So now it's like you got to deal with it. And for some people, they can't.
When it first happened, when this whole situation first happened, now I don't feel like that because obviously outside has opened up a little bit more. But when it first happened, I did feel very mentally stuck, almost like I was in a box. And it was funny because there were days where I would get up and I'm like, realistically, today's not even a day I'd be going anywhere. But just because I know I can't, this made me feel horrible. It made me feel like, oh my gosh. I mean, even now you get that level of paranoia when you go out. So it's still mentally taxing or whatever. But yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
We'll put that on the list.
But yeah, especially celebrities in quarantine, because let's be real, some of them, they were living their best life. It's a little bit different.
I have unfollowed so many celebrities through this time because of the stupidness that they've been posting. Like, y'all in these mansions with these pools and all this talk. So I was like, I'm bored. Like,
You know who's Insta story I was watching during quarantine, and I was like, what a life. Granted, not saying that just because they have better stuff that they're like, it's not mentally hurting them because everybody's restricted, everybody's impacted. This is like one of the few things in the world that actually impacted everybody regardless of race, socioeconomic background. Like, that's rare. You don't find things that literally impact everybody. But I was watching Cardi B's story and I was like, she eating good. She got a pool. She got a family.
She came to mind too, but she wasn't complaining and she was bored.
No, she wasn't. But just watching her story was like, if I had this type of COVID social distancing situation, trust me, I'd be in a different. I wouldn't even be tripping. I'd be like, okay, like,
no, we can't go outside again today. What we in?
And they got private planes too. That's how they fly. So if they wanted to go somewhere
out,
they was fine. They didn't have to worry about,
She
stuff.
did. She was in California like a couple weeks ago for like 4th of July or something.
Yeah, so I'm like, these celebrities and social distancing is a whole nother level, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day.
It sure is, child.
All right, y'all. Is there any last parting words or ideas or thoughts or things we can say?
Get into Megan and Tori, or we're gonna save that for next time.
I mean, I do want to touch on that. What you think, Egypt? I feel like that does need to be touched on. Why are we laughing? We should not be laughing at the.
I know.
Too much. It's too much. What is going on in the world?
2020 is canceled.
Like,
it went downhill since Kobe died.
Pretty much.
I feel like something happened right before that though, and I can't remember.
Started.
Huh?
World War III almost started.
Was that what happened right before Kobe?
Well, that's what I remember when they dropped them bombs in whatever country on the American.
It was something else though. It was something that happened right before he passed away, and I was like, this is a lot in 1 month. But maybe it's just so much in this year that I'm like confusing.
No, it was that. It was January. January was World War III and Kobe. And the only reason I remember is because there were parody videos made of it.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it'll come to me. Maybe I need to go back. Maybe I know somebody did a blog on everything that's happened since 2020 started. So I'm gonna go read up on that. Tori and Meg. We could tap it, squeeze it in.
So I'm gonna just start with.
Albert Kiana will go to Egypt and then come back around on our thoughts on those situations.
Okay, so my thing is, something obviously happened, right? Something obviously happened because there's a witness not cooperating. Meg has a foot wound, and Tori's still in jail. But my thing is with Meg, like from day one, like that whole friends with everybody thing.
We talked about that.
I really hope that she sit her ass down somewhere. I really do, because she need to sit her ass down somewhere.
She did say something about that.
She said because she tweeted she tweeted this thing about Black women are so unprotected, which is the truth. Now we're not gonna argue.
That is some real. That's very.
We're not arguing that point at all. But just for where the message is coming from, like in the situation she's dealing with, like you and everybody face, like, and I understand, like you cannot be friends with everybody. Nobody could be friends with everybody. It's just not. It's not real. It's not real. It's just not a realistic thing, and that's my problem with her. Like, not saying that she deserved to get shot in the foot. We don't know what happened, but you know, I mean, who is?
It's what happens when you don't watch the company you keep, and you trying to be everybody's celebrity friend.
You just want to be this, like, you know, this rapper that has no beef, which is probably possible, but you don't have to be in everybody's face for that to happen.
Yeah, you could really, like Cardi B literally stays with her man and her daughter and her sister, and I love that she rolls like that. She don't keep posse around her, like.
Yeah. And people who have a problem with her, that's their problem.
Literally,
it's not like Cardi's like, what the fuck y'all want from me? Like, you know, it's not.
She gets hated on for being herself, not for being in situations.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's my piece.
whole thing. Stay home. Like, none of this would have never happened if y'all stayed home. What you doing? What are you doing? That's it.
Y'all hanging out with Kylie. And you know what?
That's what it was, because I heard something about that.
It was at Kylie's house. They was on live. And that's another thing. Nobody, I watched that clip like 4 or 5 times. I had the speaker to my ear because they were in the pool and they had the music on. And, you see it's Kylie and Meg, and Kylie's like, we're all live. But then you hear this man, he said, we need to turn the music down because somebody called PD. That's what I heard. Yeah, so I was just like, okay, is there a connection? Like, did they leave right after? And then that's when you see the clip of Tori coming up and she's like, don't get my phone wet, Tori. Like,
crazy. It's crazy. And he probably showed warning signs that he had issues. I mean, granted, I don't know if he's the one that shot her.
Tory Lanez is 5'3". I'm sorry, he got that short man syndrome. I don't care. I don't care. I probably get a text for that. I don't care. Them short men got short tempers.
Kind of prove something.
He was doing all that quarantine lives and shit. He just seemed like a very messy person. That's why I'm like, why is Megan even in this type of company? Because especially the caliber of woman she is, I guess she shapes her ass, but I still look at Megan as a classy, ratchet girl. Like, you know, she just knows how to have fun. She has a banging body and shows it off, and I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. But there's still an element of class about her, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And to see her with Tori, who just look all nasty and messy, especially in the quarantine lives, and I don't know, it was just like, ugh, like, what are you doing with him? It just turned me off. But she is right about Black women not being protected, and how there is and I think that was more in response not to her getting shot, but the way social media made fun of her. And I will say that bothered me that so many memes came out about it. But this is what happens. This is a problem with social media. We memify everything, even Breonna Taylor's death. And it's like, not everything needs to be a joke or a meme. And, you know, it kind of also makes me realize, and I hope it makes other people realize, the way Megan was really disheartened by the way people memed her tragedy. It makes you wonder if Breonna Taylor was alive, how she would feel and react to being memed. Even though the memes are more about justice for Breonna than it is about justice for Megan, it still is like, we can't water down Black women's trauma.
Right.
That's messed up. And so that part I get, but I'm with you, Kiana. Like, we saw when Megan first came out and was branding herself as this driving the boat, I'm everybody's bestie, I was like, this is gonna die down real quick. She needs to not do this, because focus on your music, sis, and your brand. Like, being everybody's friend and being everybody's bestie is cute, but after a while, it's just not real. It's not genuine, and you get hurt real fast in situations like that, and you've seen it. You got shot. Like, and I don't know why nobody's speaking on it, why her and her friend are. I don't know if it's because it's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, that's probably what it is right now. You haven't heard anything about it.
And I wonder if Kylie's gonna get pulled into it. I'm sure they're gonna interview her to see what happened at the pool party before they left.
Yeah, because it was at her house.
Yeah, so it's just, whew, this is, and Kylie and I don't want to be friends with everybody. The Kardashians love being friends with everybody. They love that.
You know, I like the Kardashians. I like them, but there's a lot of things that they do that does annoy me. But I be watching their show. I'm very entertained by them.
They are entertaining, don't get me wrong, but this is back to my point. You can't just have everybody everywhere in your space
around you.
Like, and that just is what it is. So I hope Meg, recovers from this. And it's sad because I know that in a moment like this, she probably really wishes her mom was here.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, when I first saw everything she was going through, I was like, I bet you she really wished her mom was alive for this right now.
Because it's her mom and her grandmother passed away, like within.
Yeah, and that still hurts her. So to be going through such a tragic incident in the beginning of your career, like, what other woman rapper came out getting shot in feet and stuff? Like, this a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So, I mean, besides Santana.
I'm not doing
I come out with no statement about Megan, girl, I feel you. He better not even do it.
Kind of like, you got grades. Calm down.
Calm down.
You didn't even get no stitches. Like,
you the next day in a Rolls Royce.
Studio, like, and I got shot.
I ain't gonna address it. We made a whole song about it. So anyway, yeah. Lil Tory needs to stay in jail. And it sucks because Tory's at a good point in his career too. He about to lose everything if he is the one. I mean, I don't see who else could have shot them. I mean, there's only 3 of them in the car, right?
I thought it was, yeah, because the friend said that she not cooperating.
The friend should just kept her mouth shut. First of all, don't nobody even know you. So there was really no need for you to make a statement. Like, especially before Meg. Yeah. I guess she said people were saying that she shot Meg, so maybe that's why, but it was like,
then she came out, she was like, it wasn't me. But I know who it was.
It was somebody.
But it wasn't me.
But it wasn't me.
Okay, girl, shut up. Like, you should have just been quiet. Like,
you find out who it is. Like, if it's not you, it will come out. It wasn't me. Who thought that? Like, so anyway. Any other parting thoughts? Shade Boulevard.
The Shade Boulevard. I think you missed that part of it. That's what me and Egypt was saying.
The Shade Boulevard.
Oh, the Shade Boulevard. Okay. The Shade Boulevard. Got it. All right. Well, the Shade Boulevard. We're going to sign out, right?